So the next thing we're going to talk about is Vionic, and these are walking sneakers. I love these. These are just such a great shoe to pop on, do a little hiking, do a little walking, do a little running around. They're good looking, and of course they have that wonderful orthotic insole, which is so great for your feet. So, you know, a lot of sneakers have a lot of technology, but you still take them off and your feet are hurting. So why is that? Maybe they didn't have the right technology for your foot. That means they were not Vionic. So we're going to bring Liam Burke in here, who again has babies at home.
I do, yes.
You and Amy can compare notes backstage.
That's right, and they'll both speak with the same accent.
That's right. I forgot about that too.
They're both
so
half
are
Aussie
your youngest little one is how old?
She's 5 months.
So she's
5
a month
months,
older.
On the 16th, actually, yeah.
And her little boy is 4 months.
That's right,
so
yeah.
you really can compare
It was a race.
notes.
It was indeed.
A race.
Yes.
Oh, brother.
It's going to be a QVC power couple. Two Australian babies.
Yes, the two baby
That's
power
right.
couple. I love that. Okay, so let's talk about your walkers. First of all, we have easy pay till the end of the day, which is nice. We don't often have that on Vionic, so it's nice when we see that. It's 4 payments of $24.99. These come in medium and wide widths, which is great. And so are we going to order a normal size?
Order true to size as well, because whole and half sizes.
Right.
Yeah, medium and wide widths.
Okay, so no going up or down.
Exactly.
Order your normal size. So we have men's and ladies.
Got
so
something
here's
for the blokes.
For the blokes.
Yes, indeed.
So we have the black or the white over here. Let me make sure. Is that what we're calling
it? Yeah, so it's
black
navy.
or white?
I think it's white navy.
White and navy.
That's right, and then
black.
the black. Yep.
Okay, and then for we girls, we have white purple. I love that.
Isn't that
Just
great?
A little pop of purple.
Yeah,
See
it's
right
a
there
nice little touch of the colours there just on the trim. I think a great little add.
And on the bottom.
Yep.
And then this one is taupe, which is great. That really looks like a little hiking shoe.
Perfect, yeah, that perfect neutral option as well.
And then we have white with blue, and that's more of a robin's egg. And then we have black for the ladies as well.
That's right.
So take me on a little tour. What's the special part about these?
This would be probably one of the most stable and supportive shoes that we have in our range. And that's saying something, because all of our active styles, in fact, all of our shoes are really supportive. But I think this takes it to a whole new level. So if I just look at it, just from a construction point of view, it's got a really firm heel counter. Very, very important for helping keep your foot in place when you go through the walking motion. It's that leather upper with that mesh trim, so it's going to breathe really, really nicely. It's nice and flexible in the forefoot. That's very, very important, because your footwear shouldn't bend where your foot doesn't bend. So
that's right.
Nice and flexible through the forefoot and really firm and supported through the rear foot. So not only do you have shanking inside, but you've also got this external TPU plastic casing around that midfoot area. So that's just going to provide a lot more midfoot support. Very, very important. So one of our most supportive styles that we have in the range, but then built in, you've also got this podiatrist design technology. So that's what's going to give you that support. So as a technical exercise walking shoe, as a little hiker, this is going to be a great option for you, because sitting underneath your foot as well, you've got that great arch support and that nice deep heel cup. And that's what's going to give you that support from the ground up. And I'm always the first to say there are a lot of athletic brands and active brands out there with brilliant midsole technology, but where you need to have the support is right underneath the foot. So there you can see that arch support that you're getting with Vionic. Just by contrast, here's a pair of inserts that this is from one of my shoes, that's why it's so big, but you can see there.
But you don't wear those anymore, because look how flat they are.
I took them out, yeah, and these shoes went well into 3 figures, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But there you can see just how flat. Look at the comparison there, and you can see the difference in the support that you're getting with Vionic.
Right. All right, so let's walk over to Kylene,
Yeah.
who's all marked up.
She's all marked up, all marked up with nowhere to go.
Because we just want to give you a visual of how these actually correct your stance.
That's right, and we'd love to talk about, because really where the foot goes, the rest of the body's going to follow as well. So we'll talk about the knee this time as well, because where you can sort of see here that misalignment quite clearly on the foot. You can see how crooked those lines are along the ankle area, but look at that dot on the knee. The line on the foot's going off in one direction, that dot on the knee shooting off in another direction. The reason being is when that foot is unsupported in that overpronated position, the lower leg will internally rotate. That puts the knee out of its natural alignment. So it has a flow up effect to the rest of the body. Look at that dot on the knee now. So I've just realigned Kylene's foot just using my hand. Now you can see how that line is straightened up, but now that dot on the knee is nicely aligned with the rest of the lines also. When I let Kylene go, there you can see everything just twisting back in. And people say, well, that's fine if you're just standing there, but imagine the stress and strain that's putting on the soft tissues and joints in the foot and the lower leg.
And your knee.
Taking you 5, 8, 10,000 steps every day. And it's a flow-up effect.
Tendons and ligaments that hold things like joints together, your knee, they're just pulling the wrong direction.
Exactly
Which is
right.
why then you get clicking and popping.
Exactly, and you don't want people to hear you coming. You know, when you're sort of trying to sneak up, you don't want your knees cracking. It always happens at the wrong time. But there you can see, as soon as we put Kylene's foot onto that podiatrist design technology, you can see how those lines have straightened up beautifully. So now the foot and the leg and the body is back into its natural alignment. That's what's going to make all the difference when you're taking all your steps. Whether you're wearing these, you know, casually, the black option is a great option as a work shoe.
Yes.
If you work in the service industry or as a nurse. In fact, a couple of months ago when we were in the hospital with Vera, one of the nurses there actually wore this style, the walker. She walked
did?
7 miles a day.
Wow.
Around the wards.
Just around the hospital.
Yeah, it was
Good heavens.
unbelievable. So,
Wow.
so taking all those steps, having that support underneath the foot is really going to make a difference at the end of your day.
And again, the APMA approved Vionic, which the American Podiatric Medical Association says
right.
a thumbs up or 2 big toes up to Vionic, because it is really good for your feet.
That's right.
Our feet were not meant to walk on hard surfaces. So even when you're in the house on hard floors, it's hard on your feet unless you're wearing something like a Vionic insole, which really corrects in all the ways Liam just showed you.
That's so true. And I like to say it's a really addictive technology. Once you started wearing Vionic, you don't want to go back to anything else because you just become so accustomed to that support. And one thing which I might add, if you've not worn Vionic before, just ease yourself into it. Wear it for 20 minutes to half an hour for the first sort of few days or week of getting them home, just to get your foot used to being basically back to where it should be, back into its natural alignment.
Here comes Aida too with these on now, and Megan. They look adorable.
That's right. They look
it's
really
a good-looking
on the foot.
shoe.
It is, yeah.
I mean, we always talk about all the technology because that's the important part. But my goodness, you guys, you don't want to wear a clunky, ugly shoe, and these are adorable.
It's a great sort of leather and mesh combination.
Yeah.
And it looks like a substantial shoe, but it's really lightweight as well. It's very, very supportive, but lightweight. I mean, that looks like a heavy shoe, but it is not a heavy shoe by any stretch of the imagination.
So you're looking at the blue and white right there, and then also the taupe, which Aida's wearing. So let's show you all of them. So we have the black. It's got a little pop of gray trim to it. That's the ladies' black. We also have the blue and white, which is more of a robin's egg blue. Here's the taupe. I really like that one a lot.
It's a great sort of natural neutral option.
And then we have the white with purple for ladies. And then for the blokes, as you say, we have navy, a super dark navy with white, or all black, if you'd like that one. And a lot of yellow is showing up on my availability guide on some of these shoes, which means they're close to selling out if they get into that yellow color range. So be sure and get yours. Looks like especially the men's and the wides in the ladies are all getting pretty limited.
Get the man in your life a pair and go out walking together.
Definitely. Oh, yes. That might motivate him to do that.
Get out there and get moving together.
I know.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have you here, Liam.
Thank you so much.
All right. So that's going to wrap up Carolyn's Closet today. I will be back in tomorrow morning at 9 with Garden Party. And, of course, Denim & Company will be here tomorrow at 11.